My husband cheated on me with his male best friend. I never knew he was gay, and TBH, I'm not mad at him. I, 35F, have been married to my husband for a bit under 10 years now. We have no children. Yesterday night, after dinner, my husband, Jay, broke down and admitted he's been sleeping with his childhood best friend, Pete, for quote a while now, longer than I want to say. It was the first time I have seen him cry in more than 2 years over something serious. Jay is the kind that cries over dogs dying in shows but is stone silent at tragedy. However, I'm not mad. I'm not even sure I care. I do love my husband more than anything in the world, and I don't want to leave him. I can't move on. I can't stay like this, and I don't want to. But Jay has said he won't stop seeing Pete, no matter what I choose. He's sorry for doing this to me, and he has said he loves me, and I'm his wife and heart. But Pete means the same to him. Basically, he can't choose. He loves us both. It falls to me to choose, and I don't know what to do. Honestly, the bit that hurts the most is the fact that Pete is a good friend of mine, but he couldn't face me himself, and instead let Jay break down in front of me. Sorry, this turned into a rant. Any advice would help. If anyone's gone through something similar, edit. It's come up a bit so. My husband has been openly bisexual since before I even met him. Peter is bi or pan. He's dated guys and girls and other. In the past, no one in the last 3 years to my knowledge. I'm straight. Edit 2. Since apparently I have no self-esteem, I guess I couldn't possibly have 4 degrees, a PhD, make roughly $120,000 a year, be the main provider for the household, run my own business, and go to the gym twice a week. I know I look good. I actually have a rather large ego about myself. This honestly has nothing to do with self-esteem. I don't know where it reads that I'm a poor little girl who got in over her head by a big, strong man, but I can bench press Jay and wait. I know what I'm worth, and I know I want Jay so. Relevant comments. Commenter. Leave. Opie. I don't know if I should though. We're happy. We can still be happy. Throwing that away seems... I don't know. Commenter. So you don't mind sharing your husband? How many nights a week will you get to be with him? Or will his friend be moving in with you? Opie. I don't know. He's managed to be with Pete enough in the time we currently have. I don't know how it would change if I stayed. Commenter. What I don't understand is, why don't you want better for yourself? He told you he doesn't care if you stay or leave. But Pete? He stays, I think, because he cares about his relationship with Pete. How do you stay with someone who doesn't care if you stay? He doesn't want to fight for this relationship. You yourself said you don't care that he cheated. You are financially independent. What's keeping you from just ending it and moving on? You say you love him, but if you did, wouldn't you care that he's cheated for years with a person you considered a friend? Wouldn't you care that he's chosen his relationship with Pete as the one he can't let go of? Opie. Must be how I wrote the post, sorry. Jay does care, he just can't choose and doesn't want to force me to choose. He's staying at a friend's house, not Pete's, I double-checked. He's staying with a married couple of lesbian friend we have, so he's not cheating with them. Right now, so I have the house and quote, as long as I need to do anything. Is it bad that I don't really care that he cheated? I have some heartache of the lies and who it was with. Not that it was a man, but Pete. But the actual cheating itself doesn't bother me too much, and I honestly think I could just move on, ignore it, or somehow work with it. Update 1. Hi all. Some of you are about to lose your shiz. Side note, I chose to cancel my meeting with Pete. After reading all your advice, I chose to ask for space, which he, J36M, freely gave. He was staying at a friend's house when I called. I couldn't face him yet and asked. This helped to confirm what I already knew. He was indeed staying with our mutual friends. A married lesbian, both 36F, couple. So no, he didn't run to Pete, 36M, as some of you thought. I was leaning towards separation after reading your advice. Well, a few days after I requested space, I decided to ask for separation officially. To cut a long and ice cream and tear-filled 3 weeks short, I caved and called him. I did not beg for him back or anything like that. I asked him out for a walk, and we had a long talk. It was a fair while ago, so I can't word for word type what was said, but it boiled down to this. 1. I still love him no matter what. 2. He still loves me no matter what. 3. He loves Pete no matter what. 4. He does not value either of us above the other. When he spoke about me leaving but him not leaving Pete, he was giving me an out more than anything else. Jay would be destroyed if I chose to leave, but he didn't want me to stay if I truly didn't want to, which is why he didn't beg for me to stay. After this talk, we stayed separate for a few more days. About 7 weeks ago, Jay moved back home and Pete came over for dinner. That talk was longer, harder, and contained more personal details that I do not want to share here. But the points were as follows. Jay and Pete have not been together as long as I feared. It's about 28 months, not since they were teens. Pete truly didn't want me to get hurt, and he was the one pushing Jay to be honest with me. Pete is gay, but he dated girls in the past. Neither of us are attracted to each other, and we are not together. We are all going to individual and couples and group therapy. Couples are each of us as, me and Jay need to work out our marriage and emotions. Pete and Jay need to work out the secrecy and talk through their own relationship, and Pete and I want to work on working together. Something I should have mentioned, but didn't due to the fact I knew how Reddit would react, is I am asexual. I am not in any way sexually attracted to my husband, or anyone for that matter. However, I choose to have sex with him as I know he enjoys it. I still have a libido, I just don't feel the need to have sex. When I have sex with Jay, rarely, once every 2-ish months, it isn't a chore but more and more intimate cuddle. Jay knows this and has known this our entire marriage. In fact, he was the one who helped me figure out I was asexual. Acephobes will be blocked with no reply. Honest questions can be answered. So yeah, that's my story. I can take further questions in the comments. Relevant comments. Commenter. Sorry, I'm a bit confused. Are you guys a throuple minus the segs? Or did you get back together with Jay and accept he has sex with Pete? Also, does that mean you now don't have to have sex with Jay out of obligation anymore? Because he's getting his needs met by Pete? OP. Me and Pete are not together. I don't know if I will have sex with Jay again. It's something I'm working on in therapy. Update 2. Hey everyone. It's been a whirlwind couple of months, and I'm back with another update. Grab your popcorn, because things have gotten even crazier. First off, thanks for all the comments, advice, and DMs. Some were helpful, some not so much, but all were appreciated. Let me dive right into what's been happening. So, the therapy sessions have been intense, to say the least. Jay and I have had some major breakthroughs, and so have Pete and Jay. But the most surprising development has been between Pete and me. We started off awkwardly, as expected. Pete and I were polite but distant, tiptoeing around each other. However, as we continued our group therapy sessions, something unexpected happened. We started to become friends again, but in a deeper, more honest way. I know, shocking, right? I didn't see it coming either. But talking things out, airing our grievances, and understanding each other's perspectives has made a world of difference. We've had some brutally honest conversations. Pete admitted he was terrified of losing Jay, which is why he pushed him to come clean. He also expressed genuine regret for hurting me, and honestly, I believe him. Now, here's where it gets even wilder. A couple of weeks ago, we were all having dinner together, yes, the three of us, and we got on the topic of our future plans. Jay mentioned a job opportunity that would require him to travel a lot. I could see the panic in Pete's eyes. Jay traveling would mean less time for both of us. This led to a serious discussion about our living arrangements and how to make this unconventional situation work. After much debate, we decided to try something radical. Jay, Pete, and I are now cohabitating. Yes, you read that right. Pete has officially moved in with us. We figured, why not? We're all adults, and we're all in this weird, complicated relationship together. It's a trial period, and if it doesn't work out, we'll reassess. Living together has been a trip. It's a mix of sitcom hilarity and emotional roller coaster. We have established some ground rules to maintain sanity. Clear communication, no hiding feelings, no secrets. Everything is out in the open. Personal space. We each have our own rooms. Jay alternates between my room and Pete's room. Shared responsibilities, chores, bills, and groceries are split equally. Therapy continues. Both individual and group sessions are mandatory. There have been some bumps in the road. The first week, we had a massive blowout over household chores. Who knew loading the dishwasher could cause World War III? But we worked through it, and things have settled into a somewhat normal routine. A few interesting things have happened since we started living together. For one, Pete and I have discovered we have a shared love for gardening. We've started a little vegetable patch in the backyard. It's become our bonding time, away from Jay, where we talk about everything from soil quality to life philosophies. Who knew growing tomatoes could be so therapeutic? Jay, on the other hand, has been flourishing. He seems happier, more relaxed. Having both of us around has given him a support system that I think he desperately needed. He's been killing it at work, and he's even started painting again, something he hasn't done in years. One night, a particularly memorable one, we all sat down with a bottle of wine, or 3, and played a game of truth or dare. The questions got deep, the dares got silly, and by the end of the night, we were all in tears, happy tears. It was a moment of pure connection, and it solidified that, no matter how unconventional, this trio works. Now, I know what you're thinking. What about the sex? Well, Jay and Pete are definitely active, and that's fine by me. As for Jay and me, we're still figuring it out. The pressure is off, and it's more about emotional intimacy now. We've had a few intimate moments, but nothing sexual. It's been nice to just hold each other and talk without any expectations. We're also planning a vacation together, which should be interesting. A week in a cabin by the lake, just the three of us. It'll be a test to see how well we function outside our controlled environment. But honestly, I'm excited. It feels like a fresh start. Now, I won't lie and say everything is perfect. There are still moments of jealousy, confusion, and frustration, but we're committed to making it work. Our friends and family have had mixed reactions, but most are supportive. They see how happy Jay is and how well Pete and I are getting along. So, that's where we are now. Living together, figuring things out day by day, and trying to build a future that works for all of us. It's unconventional, it's messy, but it's our life, and for now, it's working. Stay tuned for more updates. Who knows what the future holds? Relevant comments commenter. I'm honestly speechless. I can't believe you're all living together. How does it work? Isn't it awkward? OP. It was awkward at first, but we've settled into a routine. Communication is key. We have regular check-ins to make sure everyone is okay. Surprisingly, it's been working well. Commenter. I admire your strength and openness. Do you ever regret staying? OP. Sometimes I wonder what life would have been like if I'd chosen differently, but no, I don't regret it. We're all happier now than we were before. That's what matters to me. Commenter. What about your family? How have they reacted? OP. Mixed reactions, to be honest. My parents were shocked but supportive. Jay's parents are still coming to terms with it. Pete's family has been surprisingly chill. They've always known he's a bit unconventional. Commenter. Do you see this as a long-term solution or just a phase? OP. We're taking it one day at a time. Right now, it's working, and we're all committed to making it work. If it stops working, we'll reassess. But for now, we're all in. Update 3. Hey everyone. I'm back with another roller coaster of an update. Buckle up, because things have taken some unexpected turns. First off, the vacation at the cabin by the lake was a mixed bag. We had some amazing moments. Stargazing by the bonfire, hiking through the woods, and even a spontaneous skinny dipping session. No, not all together, but still a fun memory. It felt like a proper getaway, a chance to escape and just be ourselves without the daily grind. However, the confined space and lack of distractions also brought out some buried tensions. The first couple of days were blissful, but by midweek, the cracks started to show. Jay and Pete had a heated argument about something trivial. I think it was about who was supposed to pack the bug spray, which quickly escalated into a deeper discussion about their relationship. They hashed out a lot of unresolved issues, and while it was intense, it also seemed cathartic for both of them. For me, it was a bit of a wake-up call. I realized that while we were making strides in therapy and day-to-day life, there were still a lot of underlying issues that needed addressing. I also started to feel a bit like a third wheel during their arguments, which was a new and uncomfortable sensation. Once we got back home, things were tense. We all decided to take a few days to ourselves to process everything. Jay went back to his friend's place for a bit, Pete stayed at our house, and I took some time off work to just think. During this time, I had a long conversation with my therapist, who helped me realize that my needs and feelings are just as important as Jay's and Pete's. I love them both, but I need to make sure I'm not losing myself in this complex situation. So, I made a decision. We needed to redefine our boundaries and expectations. When Jay came back, we had a serious talk. I told him that while I love him and want to make this work, I need to feel like an equal partner in this relationship. I can't keep feeling like I'm just an accessory to his and Pete's relationship. Jay was surprisingly understanding. He admitted he'd been so focused on balancing his feelings for both of us that he hadn't realized how sidelined I felt. The next step was to talk to Pete. I was nervous, but he was open and receptive. We agreed that we all needed to work on our communication and ensure that everyone's needs were being met. We also decided that while living together had its benefits, we needed to establish clearer boundaries to ensure no one felt left out or marginalized. One of the biggest changes we implemented was having designated nights for quality time. Jay and I have our nights, Jay and Pete have theirs, and we also have group activities where the three of us spend time together. This structure has helped a lot in making sure no one feels neglected. Another significant change was in how we handled intimacy. Jay and I had a long talk about our sexual relationship. I admitted that I was feeling more like a supportive friend than a romantic partner, and that our rare intimate moments were starting to feel more like obligations. Jay was incredibly understanding and suggested that we take sex off the table for a while and focus on rebuilding our emotional intimacy. This break from sexual expectations has been liberating for me. It's allowed us to reconnect on a deeper emotional level without the pressure of physical intimacy. Surprisingly, it's also brought us closer. We've been doing more activities together that we both enjoy, like cooking, watching movies, and just talking. Pete has also been making an effort to bond with me on a more personal level. Our gardening sessions have turned into deep conversations about life, love, and everything in between. We've developed a mutual respect and understanding that has made this whole situation more manageable. Now, for the wildest part of this update, we've decided to come out publicly about our living arrangement. This was a huge step, and we were all nervous about how our friends, family, and colleagues would react. We hosted a small dinner party with our closest friends and family and laid it all out on the table. To our surprise, the reaction was overwhelmingly positive. Sure, there were a few raised eyebrows and some awkward questions, but for the most part, everyone was supportive. They could see how happy we all were and respected our decision to live authentically. The support has been a huge relief and has given us the confidence to continue navigating this unconventional path. We've also started attending a local support group for polyamorous and non-traditional relationships, which has been a game changer. Hearing others' experiences and advice has been incredibly validating and helpful. So, where do we go from here? Honestly, we're still figuring it out day by day. There are still moments of jealousy, confusion, and frustration, but we're committed to making it work. Our new structure and boundaries have helped immensely, and the continued therapy has been crucial. I know this situation isn't for everyone, and I understand the skepticism. But for us, this is our reality, and it's working. We're happier, more connected, and more understanding of each other's needs and boundaries. That's it for now. Thanks for sticking with me through this wild ride. I'll keep you all posted on how things progress. And as always, feel free to ask any questions. We're an open book, well, mostly. Relevant comments commenter. I'm so glad things are working out for you all. Do you think you'll ever get back to a traditional relationship with Jay? Or is this your new normal? OP, I think this is our new normal. I've realized that traditional doesn't necessarily mean better. What matters is that we're all happy and our needs are being met. If that changes, we'll reassess. But for now, this works for us. Commenter. How do you handle public perception and judgment from people who might not understand your situation? OP, it's tough, but we try to focus on the positive. Our close friends and family have been supportive, which helps a lot. For those who don't understand, we explain our situation calmly, and if they still don't get it, we move on. We can't please everyone, and that's okay. Commenter. Have you thought about having kids? How would that work in your current situation? OP. We've talked about it, but right now, we're focused on making sure our current dynamic is stable and healthy. Kids might be a possibility in the future, but we'd need to be very sure we can provide a loving and supportive environment for them. It's a big decision, and we're not there yet. Commenter. Do you ever worry about the long-term sustainability of your arrangement? OP. Of course, it's something we think about a lot. But relationships are always evolving, and as long as we keep communicating and addressing issues as they arise, I'm hopeful we can make it work long-term. Nothing is guaranteed, but we're committed to trying.